Welcome to Wild Edibles video number 5, Autumn Olives. This is an autumn olive bush here. They like to grow on roadsides and along fence lines and riverbeds, and they have some of the best berries you'll ever taste. One great thing about the autumn olive bush is that these bushes hardly ever grow more than like 15 feet tall, and they sprawl out low to the ground. If you can see the tree trunk down there, it's got a gnarled tree trunk, so normally they grow close to the ground, and then when the berries pop out, they flop down towards the ground even further because of the weight of how much berries there are here. This is a kind of an ugly looking bush because I've got a whole bunch of grapevines and stuff in there, but it's a great plant for harvesting. This is a close-up of the autumn olive berry. As you can see, it's got these little speckles all over the berries, and it's also got the speckles all over the leaves as well, and the bark. So I hope I can get that in there so you can see it. That's one of the ways to identify this berry. And also, if you look under the underside of the leaves, it's got a nice silvery color to it. So that's how you can identify these autumn olive berries. So let's pick some of these guys and turn them into some nice products. There's some of my collection after a few minutes here. And by the way, if you're collecting berries, wild edibles, it's awesome to have this thing called a blicky. It's just a plastic container. You cut 2 holes in it, wrap a string around it, and tie it around your waist. Therefore, you can collect with both hands. But in any event, these berries, they ripen around September and October. I like to have tart berries, so I collect mine a little early before the birds get to it. So, yeah, nice little score. And a little side note about these berries have about 18 times the lycopene that tomatoes have per volume, so it's a really, really healthy plant. Okay, so let's process some autumn olives. My method might be a little different than other people on the internet, but what I like to do is wash the berries. Then I'll put them in the stove for a quick couple-minute boil. Then I'll put them in a container and mash them down with this potato masher. And then right from there it goes into one of these milk bags. And I'm trying to separate the clear tart juice from the red sweet pulp that has all the lycopene in it. So I like to either drink that juice by itself or make it into a hard Jolly Rancher by dehydrating it. It's pretty neat. And then I'll use the sweeter red pulp and make some fruit leather out of it. So this helps to separate it. Sometimes it doesn't separate, and the experts really don't know why either. So there's something to keep in mind. Okay, so I boiled the autumn olive berries for about 30 seconds just to soften them up, and put them in a strainer, drained all the water out, and plopped it into this bowl and mashed it. And I hope this comes through. Can you see that beautiful texture, that nice red texture? It almost looks like ketchup. So that's all that yummy lycopene, and you can see how glossy it looks. That's the clear tart juice that comes along for the ride that I'm going to try to separate next. Alright, so now I have that pulp in this bag, and what I'm trying to do is basically let it drip down and just let the clear tart liquid drip down. As you can see, it's starting to drip now. And once I think I've got enough of that juice dripped out, then I'll squeeze this mash bag here to try to get all the lycopene out, all that yummy red stuff, the sweeter stuff, without the seeds. And I'll leave the seeds and the stems in this bag, and then just dump that in my compost. And then with the red stuff, I'll make fruit leather out of that. And with this clear liquid, again, you can drink it straight up, and or I like to put it in my dehydrator and let it dehydrate down, and it turns into like if you've ever eaten Jolly Rancher candy, it's amazing. I never would have thought you could do that with a berry, but so that's exactly what you get, and I'll show you that next. Okay, so I only did a small batch today of this stuff just so I could show the process and give you time to go out there and get your own. But as you can see, I've processed some of that juice. And as you can tell, it's like a clear, it almost looks like used dishwater. If you saw it and you didn't know what this was, you'd be like, oh my god, throw this out. But it is so good, nice tart juice. Very awesome juice. You can just drink it straight up, or like I said, I'm put it in the dehydrator and make some hard candy out of it. When you get the pulp separated from the seeds, this is what it will look like, and then you can put it in your dehydrator, and you're good to go. Okay, I'm at the dehydrator now. I'm getting ready to dehydrate this clear juice, and as it heats up and reduces, it'll actually change color, which is pretty cool. So with my small batch here, I hope you can see this is just a piece of the fruit leather, standard fruit leather that you can get with the pulp. And then this is the interesting thing over here. This is the like the hard candy I was telling you about. When you're dehydrating it, it eventually turns into what looks like a fruit roll, and then you keep folding it onto itself and pressing it down and dehydrating it. And then I put it in the refrigerator, and then when you're done with it, it's like rock hard candy, and it is so good. So in any event, that is the autumn olive, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.